Hey everybody, welcome to another Sunday afternoon chat on a soggy, rainy Sunday afternoon. Definitely soggy and rainy. We've got almost an inch of rain. You know, rain was forecast this morning to begin around 9 o'clock. That's about what time we go to church. We leave here about 9:30. Our church starts at 10:30. Beautiful, sunshiny, not a cloud in the sky, not anything when we left, so they missed that forecast. But it was forecast to rain later in the day, and when we got out of church at 10:30, 10:45, something like that, 11:45, excuse me, we start at 10:30, get out at about 11:30, 11:45, depending on how windy Chopper is, and Chopper doesn't go long very often. If he goes long, he's wound up. He's really into it. We had a great church at Midway Hills Baptist Church between Sulphur and Davis, Oklahoma. Things are going great in Sulphur, by the way. And it was raining when we got out of church. As I took Chris back out to the car, I parked quite a ways from the front door. And as I wheeled Chris back out there, and just as I was loading her up in the car, she said, "It's starting to rain. It's raining." I said, "It's not raining." She said, "It's starting to rain." And there was like one or two drops. But by the time we got down to toward the middle of Sulphur, Midway Hills is halfway between Sulphur and Davis is where it is. Time we got down there, it was raining, so we decided not to go in and eat at a restaurant. So her Mother's Day, lunch, dinner, was at Sonic. That's right, at Sonic. And, they haven't been doing too good a job up there on their cherry limeade lately, but they made a good one today. They actually put a cherry in it, which is, you should have a cherry and a lime in a cherry limeade. And they put a little cherry sweetener in there, so it was a lot better than what we got last week. We only bought one instead of two. I wish we'd have bought two like we did last week. But anyway, we had a Mother's Day lunch, her and I together. Her daughter Sherry called, Jamie called, and somehow we got mixed up on the connection. Jamie didn't even get to talk to her, so she heard from both of her children, and that was fantastic. That's always great. Apache and Shallon. Shallon is one of Apache's girlfriend's daughters. She's going to college here in Oklahoma on a softball scholarship. She played 2 years over here at Tishomingo. I think she's out at Southwestern right now. She's got only 1 year left. And they brought down yesterday evening, they brought down a half a dozen great big giant California strawberries dipped in chocolate. 3 in chocolate, 3 in a strawberry or red chocolate. Just absolutely incredible. Chris and I ate 2 apiece. We ate 2 apiece. We saved 2 for this evening. And they also had a beautiful Mother's Day cake. So thank you, Apache, for that. That's just so good. Apache's mama's in Mexico. He sends money to her. And yesterday was Mother's Day in Mexico, as a matter of fact. It was yesterday, not today. And but I know that he sent some money or sent a gift down to his mama. But he brought Chris, him and Shallon, brought the cake, a beautiful cake, chocolate cake, beautiful blue dressing, and happy Mother's Day on it. Blue dressing, blue icing, frosting, not dressing, frosting. And dressing goes on salads. But it was absolutely fantastic. And we ate that last night with some Bluebell ice cream, as a matter of fact. And so the cake was great. The rain let off here just a second, looks like. I could hear it on the roof, and it's let off just a little bit. But it's supposed to rain kind of all night. We had a great week this last week at the Eagle. We got a lot of cleaning up done from the tornado. And speaking of the tornado, by the way, our church bulletin today had a little sentence in there, and the preacher, also talked about it, is that we need no more donations for the tornado victims in Sulphur, Oklahoma. There's been just so much outpouring of love, so much outpouring of gifts and things and stuff that it's amazing. We have so much stuff at Keys Baptist, Midway Hills Baptist. Keys Baptist Church is over on 10 Killer. My other church when I'm over at Sherry and Jamie's. But we have so much stuff there. We have so many clothes. We have so much drinks and food and items that we don't need anymore. We stopped accepting donations of both money and of goods. Our Sunday offering last week, 20% of the Sunday offering last week, we put into the tornado fund. It was $3,800, almost $4,000 was 20% of our offering, $3,800. So we are helping the tornado victims with that money and with all of those goodies. We just simply don't need any more. Our church doesn't need any more. I guess they need any more. They obviously labor is good up there. We've got some of my friends have been helping out up there, and it's one thing that I have not got to do is go up and help any on the cleanup. I've just been so busy, I've got more than a full-time job, working 80, 90 hours a week, and in addition to taking care of Chris. So it's just I have not helped out on it other than monetarily, but we got so many people still volunteering to help, and it's so good. But it's amazing when the outpouring is so great that the churches say, oh, stop. We don't need any more money. We don't need any more clothes. We don't need any more groceries. We don't need any more goods. And so we're helping. And in our church, the way we're doing it is helping the people that are members of our church first. And then we help the family members of the members of our church, the people that they know, and then just everybody that needs help. We're helping everybody. All the churches in Sulphur are doing that. We've helped people just amazingly. And that just shows you how good people really, really are. People are good. There's absolutely no doubt about it. How good people really are. So I just wanted to pass that on. Many of y'all have asked about sending an address of where to send some money, but we've got plenty. We've got plenty. Sulphur, Oklahoma is doing good. Their park the national park there in Sulphur looks so much better than it did this time last week. And there's a lot fewer trees, but God will repair his land. He will heal his land from all the torn up trees and stuff, and that park will be beautiful again shortly. As a matter of fact, some areas of it right now, I won't say you can't tell there's a bit of tornado through there, because you certainly can. But so many of the areas are just really, 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 really good. This week I've spent a couple of days, one day an appearance up at the Walmart store in Sand Springs for the Shell Lube Rodeo. That's right, a Lube Rodeo. That's where the oil changers, and they were doing timed events in there, and it was a great event. Had a huge amount of people up there. It was a big event. Had a lot of fun. We had music up there playing, had live music going. We had several antique cars. We had food trucks, and I think that was all free, and drinks and stuff, and so it was great. I got up at 3:30 in the morning. Chris and I went up there. Jamie brought my Ranger Rotella boat up there, and we had that on display. And I stayed there until everybody started leaving about 1 o'clock. I stayed till about 2:30. Spent the night over at Sherry's, and it was just a great event, just a great event. Thursday, I went fishing. I actually got to go fishing one day this week. I walked down to the dock one day and caught 31 crappie off the dock, by the way. Now, they were small. They were a little smaller than that. They were that big. They were like that big. They were maybe close to a pound. Not probably didn't catch any over a pound. None that I probably would have kept. A few of them maybe 10 inches long, for those of you in the inches instead of pounds. A few maybe 10 inches long, but most of them 6, 7, 8, 9 inches long. But I caught them just cast after cast after cast, caught 31. Went back down there that evening and only caught 3. So I guess I must have put a hook in just about all of them. But fishing marvelous hooks, didn't hurt them, turned them all back. They're all good. But I did that one evening, but I got to go fishing actually Thursday. Some of my friends from Kurt Manufacturing, who makes Kurt trailer hitches, they also make ranch hand grills. I put a new ranch hand grill on the front of my Ram truck this week, my Expressway Ram truck, and it's just an incredibly great grill. I love it. As a matter of fact, there was a guy parked just opposite of me at church this morning, had one identical to mine, had an identical grill to what I had on mine, a ranch hand grill. But I had some of my buddies from there, John Robinson and Stan, Rusty, Warren. We just had Craig Wallace. We just had, I don't know, we had several people in here. We actually fished with 2 boats. We fished a half a day over at Canyon Lake. If you've seen the video, Canyon Lake is completely full. It's running through the spillway. And you use the ramp. The ramp's all the way up to the top. That's a lot more water than we had, isn't it? And we fished over there, and I think we caught 57 or 58. That's the 2 boats together that morning by about 1 o'clock. We came in, ate lunch, went back out here, and we caught 51 here. So we caught either 107 or 108, either 51, 57, or 51, 58. I don't remember exactly which, but so 108 or 109 fish that day. We just had a blast. And Kurt Trailer Hitches and Ranch Ham had a little contest they ran, and I took the winner out fishing, and we just had a ball. Just had so much fun. It was amazing. We caught a few more fish over at Canyon, but we caught a lot larger fish here at the Eagle. I guess the biggest we had over here was probably about 6 pounds. And I believe that Rusty caught that fish. I believe that Rusty caught it. Rusty was the trip winner. But we had a ball. I look out over there, just looking over there in the rain. I see my buddy Forrest over there, and he's just walking around, enjoying the rain, enjoying the cool day. It's 70 degrees here right now. It's just absolutely incredible. It's beautiful. But that's how our week went. We had a great week those 2 days on appearances. We got appearances coming up this week. If any of y'all are around Marquette, Michigan, this coming Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I believe that will be 16, 17, 18. I will be at the L&M Fleet Supply grand opening. A grand opening. They have the greatest prices they'll ever have there this weekend. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I'll be there with my brand new Shell Rotella boat. Not the boat that we see here in the boat building, but the brand new one that I haven't even used yet. I used it in that one appearance, and it doesn't have any scratches on it. It's got a little bit of rubs on the back of the wrap where I had the Ranger cover on it, but the boat's beautiful. Never been wet yet. Brand spanking new 2024 Ranger, 250 horsepower Mercury, big power poles on it, a power pole trolling motor on it, ride height, Garmin LiveScope transducers. I mean, it's absolutely gloated. It's just absolutely a beautiful, beautiful, incredible boat. And but I will have it up there in Marquette, Michigan. I'll be there on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. This coming Thursday, Friday. I think that is 16, 17, 18. I may not have the dates exactly right. But anyway, it's just coming. I guess today's the 12th, so next Sunday will be the 19th. So I guess Saturday will be 18, 17, 16, 16, 17, 18. And I'll be there pretty much all day. Probably get over around 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning and be there until 4 or 5 o'clock that evening. Every single day. So L&M Fleet Supply, that's a great chain up there in the north. I've misspoke that sometimes. I've said Farm and Fleet. I think it's simply L&M Fleet Supply. Big giant ag store, an outdoor store, farm store, I call them. And but be sure and be there this coming Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I think that the Milwaukee Tool people will be there. They'll be having free hot dogs, I suppose. And it'll just be a great, great store opening. A lot of fun, a lot of stuff going on. I have my Ranger boat and my Ram truck parked out in front of that, and we'll just absolutely have a ball. So that's going to pretty much take up this coming week. I don't have much fishing unless I get to fish up there in Michigan. Last year when I was up there, you can buy a daily license for $10. And I think I bought a daily license 4 out of the 5 days I was there. I probably could have bought a 10-day license for that. I don't know. Anyway, but I didn't know if I get to go fishing. I did get to go for like, an hour or two every evening. And I think I stayed and fished one Saturday with a friend of mine up there, Cody Cass, and I've been in contact with him. The problem I have is Marquette, Michigan is on the banks of Lake Superior. That is one of the Great Lakes. You think the Great Lakes, smallmouth fishing, great time of the year, smallmouth fishing. And that's what I thought. But I talked to my buddy Roland Martin, and I've talked to 3 or 4 other people since then, and Lake Superior is real cold. It's not a good smallmouth lake. It's not teeming with smallmouth like the other Great Lakes. There may be some tributaries and stuff up there. So I haven't made any decisions about fishing up there. If I do fish, I will fly Pat up to Marquette on Saturday and maybe fish on Sunday and head back Sunday night, but I probably will. I probably won't fish. I mean, unless the fishing is just really, really good. Unless it's really, really good, I won't go to all the expense and the money of flying Pat up there and making him go fly up there and like that on the weekend. But anyway, we're really looking forward to going to L&M Fleet Supply. It's going to be a great time up there. We're just going to absolutely have a blast. We got another Bass Pro Shop store coming up. We're going to be opening up next month. I think it's the last Wednesday of the month in June. We'll be in Grand Prairie, Texas. That's right, Grand Prairie, Texas, another Bass Pro Shop for the Dallas area. Roland and I will be fishing on Toledo Bend that week, so we're going to drive up from Toledo Bend and be at that store on that Wednesday night. That's the last Wednesday in June. I will be at the Walmart in Fort Wayne, Indiana. I understand they have 3 there. I'll be at the one on Lima Road on the 31st of May. I'll be there the last day of May, I think, 31st of May. I want to think that might be on a Friday. We got quite a few appearances booked this summer and this fall here in Oklahoma. We'll be at some of the Baumgars stores. Baumgars bought out Orscheln, so some of y'all that have been shopping Orscheln store, that's the new name of those stores will be Baumgars. Those are good people. I've been working with them with Shell Rotella for quite a while with Baumgars, and I'll be at several stores, I think 4 or 5 or 6 stores in Oklahoma through the rest of this year and maybe the early part of next year. So we got a lot planned in personal appearances. I hope to see y'all out there somewhere. I'm so humbled at how many of you show up at our personal appearances. So many people on social media. We've been doing national television for 47 years. You know, we're on ESPN every Saturday morning the first 6 months of the year. And we're on Discovery Channel, Heartland, Pursuit, World Fishing Network, My Family Television, Walk Television, Space City, which is AT&T Sports Southwest down in Houston. About a dozen different networks. I can't remember them all right now off the top of my head. And we got a huge, huge television audience, obviously, all over the United States. But so many of you folks show up that are watching our YouTube channels, our Facebook. Our Facebook is Jimmy Houston Outdoors, all capital letters, Facebook. YouTube channels, we have 3 YouTube channels. Be sure and subscribe to all of them. And I'm so humbled when so many of y'all that listen to our daily devotion, Catch a Better Life, which is its own separate channel now. Catch a Better Life. So I listen to those devotions every morning. I watch those devotions. Some of you say, I read those devotions daily. And many of you have our book, Catch a Better Life. You can get that book at Jimmy Houston Outdoors or at jimmyhouston.com. Just jimmyhouston.com. You can get that book. We'll personalize them and autograph them for you. But I'm so humbled because so many of you show up at those promotions. But I enjoy visiting with you. I love looking at your fishing pictures and listening to your fishing stories. And I've always got a story or two myself. You know that. But we're looking forward to another great week. Chris is doing good, by the way. Many of y'all ask all the time, well, we don't have Chris on here nearly as much. But she is just doing fantastic. She's talking better all the time. She still can't walk. If we could get Chris walking, it will absolutely change her life remarkably if we can get her to walking. And she's been close to walking for quite some time. She just cannot keep her balance. She still can't feel her right leg, can't feel her arm, can't use her arm. I'd give it anything if I could have had her down there beside me on that dock the other evening. She's sitting up on the dock in her electric wheelchair, her Jazzy, watching me catch fish, and I hold them up, and she hollers at me, and it's just fun. She's singing in church. She sang in church this morning, and she's just doing remarkably well. It's been 37 months now. We're into the 38th month. May 5th was 37th month, so we're into the 4th year since she's had this stroke, and she has just recovered incredibly well. She's fighting. She's still trying to walk. We've got physical therapists coming every week and working with her, trying to walk, to get her to walk, and just she's a fighter. She's a battler. She's just like she's in 3rd place in the tournament and got 1 hour left to fish and needs to have 1 or 2 more fish fall out of heaven to win the tournament. That's exactly what she's doing, fighting this stroke. And she's beat so much of it already. It's just been absolutely fantastic how much of this stroke she's beat. But we'll have her on her a little bit more as we get into the summertime, and where she's out running around, riding her Jazzy around the yard quite a bit more. We'll get her feeding some deer and having some fun out there doing that. All the deer are doing great. Many of you ask how they handle through the storms. They handle well. I understand that some of the people lost their animals. I know that Daniel, I think, had a donkey that disappeared and they never have found. And Josh Sherman said they lost all their animals, is what he sent me a note or something. Or I think he commented maybe on one of our videos that he had lost all his animals. I've tried to call him, but I've not got an answer. But anyway, everything's going great. We couldn't be any happier here on Twin Eagle Ranch. We've been cleaning up all week. We got lots and lots and lots of cleanup to go. We got a dock to repair, but it's floating. And we'll repair it if we just have to take it apart and simply have a floating dock and build a new roof back on it. Build a new roof back on it. We might build a little bit bigger dock or something. You never can tell. We're always looking at some new adventure to tackle. But things are great. We got the crawfish boil coming up Memorial Day weekend. That's coming up this week after next, so we're looking forward to that. Got all my buddies coming up from Louisiana. Got a lot of friends from around this area right here. Will be coming to that crawfish boil the Saturday night on Memorial Day weekend, so we're really looking forward to that. That's the only time of the year I get to eat crawfish, so it's a great one. My buddies from Louisiana bring them up, and we'll stock the lakes with crawfish also. We put in 1,000 pounds. For a long time we put in 2,000 pounds a year. Put in 1,000 pounds now because it seems like if we put in 1,000, we have less of them die. And I think we just were carrying too many up here in the back of those pickups in the trailer. So we cut back to 1,000 pounds last year before last, and then we had a lot better success with them. And so that's what we're doing. Those mama crawfish will make about 400 babies. I think 400, might be 200. I can't remember exactly, but they make a lot of babies. So all the mama crawfish, they'll be making more babies, and the bass love them. And so we got good crawfish populations in both lakes, and we just keep seeding that every year to make sure we maintain those great crawfish populations, because I know the bass are eating a lot of them. We've only seen one baby goose. I saw one in the yard early yesterday morning. It was... I didn't go out there and take any pictures, but I saw one walking in the yard. The ones we had over there on that point, the goose had 4 eggs or something has destroyed those eggs, probably a raccoon. But a critter got in there and destroyed those eggs before she could make those babies. But a pair of geese was in the yard this morning. They had one baby walking around. That's the only baby I've seen. Like I said earlier, Sherry's got 4 babies at her pond over to her house. So you just never know where those Canada geese will show up. we're looking forward to this coming week. We're looking forward to being in Michigan, looking forward to visiting with the folks up there. Come out and see me, L&M Fleet Supply, next Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, 16, 17, 18 of May. Have you a great week out there. Don't let circumstances get you down. Don't let people steal your joy. Do you know that no one can steal your joy? I hear it all the time. Well, I had this person getting all upset at me and stole my joy. I was feeling so good. I was having a great day, and I don't feel good now. You have to give it away. You have to let them steal your joy. They can't take it away from you. No matter what they do, you keep a positive mental attitude. You keep smiling. You just say, bless your heart. Bless your heart, and just go on. Say something nice back to them. We get a few nasty comments on here. We got one guy that's got a comment on here about said, Jimmy Houston's never won a bass tournament. He's a fraud. He's not, he just doesn't even know how to fish. I just say something nice back to him. I'm telling him I'm praying for him, and I am. Lots of people need prayer. Prayer for your friends. Pray for your friends. Pray for Chris and I. Pray for the people that's been hurt by all these wicked storms that's been running around the country, not just here in Oklahoma, but all over. And the Southeast has been pretty good this year, but you get down to Alabama, Georgia, that area, they've fared pretty good. But up in Nebraska and Iowa and Kansas, there's been a lot of places, Texas, there's been a lot of places been hit hard by this wicked weather. So pray for all those people. Pray for all those people. God's listening. God wants you to have a great week out there too. So don't let anyone steal your joy. Just keep smiling. Keep trudging forward. God's working on your behalf every single day. And remember, I sure do love you.